Good afternoon. I'm Dan DeRosa with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We're about to get an update from Lorain County authorities on the manhunt that's been going for several hours now. They are looking for this man. This is James Douglas Meadows. He is 37 years old, and he's wanted for an assault on officers this past weekend. He was pulled over by Sheffield Village Police and Lorain County Sheriff's deputies. When they realized he had warrants out for his arrest, they got him out of the car, started putting the cuffs on him. That's when he fought with officers and took off running and got away. He actually had one handcuff on at the time that he ran and made his escape. And that has led us to today's search. They're in an area to the south and east of, I believe, South Amherst is the exact area that they are searching currently.
All right, thank you.
There are several agencies involved: the Ohio State Highway Patrol, the Lorain County Sheriff's Department. We've seen a number of different aerial apparatus, let's call it that. We've seen drones, we've seen helicopters and planes. They really want this man off the street. And again, what led them to this area, we're not exactly sure. Now, what we do know is for the people in this section of Lorain County, and you can see how rural this is, they have asked for people to shelter in place and lock their doors. Has been really the message, as we see some people in that community are still trying to get in and around to their homes and are finding it a little bit difficult.
Oh, yeah, no, without a doubt, ma'am.
So actually going to move. Looks like some of our cameras are going to move there. But again, this all started back on March 22nd. It was a traffic stop for Lorain County Sheriff Department and Sheffield Village. When they pulled over that car that Meadows was in, he was identified, and from what we've been told in the beginning, he tried to give officers a fake name of not James Meadows, but a different Meadows. But when they realized it was, in fact, James Meadows, they started to put him in handcuffs. They got one hand put in cuffs. And then he took off running and was able to escape. So he's wanted for the assault on two Sheffield Village police officers. But because of that assault, he's now also wanted for a parole violation. And it looks like we're about to get our update. Let's take a listen in here.
No, it's good to know ahead of time.
Wherever, as long as my back is to the sun. So.
And it looks like they're going to reposition the shot here based on the sun. But again, this search has been going on for hours. It's in the area of Russia Road and South Amherst Road. That is a very rural part of, again, in the area of South Amherst, Lorain County. But this has been going on for hours. So the people in that area have been seeing planes, they've been seeing drones, helicopters, surely are curious. And again, the message went out and this mugshot of Meadows went out a couple of hours ago asking if anybody in this area or in Lorain County, if they had seen this man, that they were supposed to call 911 immediately and really keep their doors locked. We know that besides the sheriff deputies, the U.S. Marshal, Elyria, Lorain, Oberlin police officers are involved in this hunt. Let's take you now live to our update.
Phase 2 of the operation, which went underway about 10-15 minutes ago, in which we were also joined by U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, South Amherst Police as well, in regards to engaging a perimeter, and we have agents, deputies, and officers in the woods. A perimeter is set up along the entire area. We think we may have a good area to identify the subject in a certain wooded spot. That's why we decided it was safe to go in on foot with the officers, and they're doing that complete sweep at this time. So as soon as we have that listed or looked out, we'll make sure that we get back with you as well. And also joined by the U.S. Marshals Service, and also Major Torres, who's with the Lorain County Sheriff's Office. So therefore, as soon as we have more information, but to give you guys kind of a historical outline of what happened is just before 8 o'clock today, the U.S. Marshals had a great tip on the location of our subject. This was near a gas station at Russia and Oberlin Elyria Road in Elyria. And so several law enforcement officers from the Marshals Task Force and Elyria Police Department attempted to take the subject into custody this morning. He operated very dangerously, acted very recklessly, used his motor vehicle, attempt to strike several officers when they were attempting to effect the arrest, and of course then a small pursuit took place from that location to just east of me here now, where the final rest of the vehicle was. But due to the recklessness of the subject, putting U.S. Marshals in danger, as well as Elyria police officers, we are engaging in that search to continue on right now for him. So, any other questions that we can answer?
Where did the U.S. Marshals find him this morning?
They found him at a gas station near Russia and Oberlin Elyria Road this morning. So they've been actively looking for him at the request of the Sheffield Village Police Department, because last Saturday Sheffield attempted to get him into custody. He fled from them, still had one handcuff, engaged in a fight with those officers, and he also has a prior history of flight as well and evading arrest.
Were those officers in Sheffield injured at all?
No, the officers were not injured, but the search started for them after that, and they engaged the assistance of the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force. And so then they uncovered him this morning at the location that they attempted to take him into custody. It was a well-planned out operation that the Marshals attempted to do. They even had a drone in the area. They had a secure perimeter, but the subject acted very dangerously and very recklessly, and then attempted to put those deputy marshals' lives in danger, and that's why we're attempting to locate him now.
What was the warrant for?
The warrant was for the assault on the two police officers, and he also had a parole violation as well.
Is that with drug-related charges?
I'm not sure at this time what that was for.
What role is U.S. Customs and Border Patrol playing?
Right now, we're just making sure that we get enough boots on the ground to cover the area that we have to in the woods. And so through our local partners, we engage U.S. Border and Customs. We also, the U.S. Marshals, who does this regularly on a basis, of course, the Lorain County Sheriff's Office, and then many of the local agencies that have joined us in attempting to conduct this search.
Roughly how big is the area that you guys have created the perimeter?
Probably about, what, a 3 square mile area, probably?
Yeah.
Yeah, a 3 square mile area that we're looking at.
Is that all wooded, or there's no access to streets or anything like that?
Well, there's streams, a lot of water back there, some walking paths, much of it woods, but the further you get from this area, the thicker it gets. And so therefore we had to make sure that the canines who are involved in the search, their handlers are protected, that they have a buddy with them to make sure that they protect the handler and the dog, and it gets the thicker as you get back there. So it's, it takes them a little bit to get through all of that.
Do you feel confident that you guys will get him today?
We hope that we would. There's other things that could have happened while we were setting up the perimeter and while waiting for other officers and deputies to come on scene. There could be a chance somebody could have picked him up. I mean, we've seen these things happen in the movies. Same thing could have happened here today. So we're still also uncovering other leads that are outside of the perimeter as well in an attempt to locate him.
That area you're focusing on right now, what drew you to that spot? Is that you've just cleared other areas, or is there heat signatures there?
We picked up some heat signatures near the area and some canine tracks that were taking us back into that area. And so therefore, once these areas were cleared by those teams, now we're focusing on the heavily dense wooded area back there. So everything else has pretty well been cleared up until that point.
Have you received any tips from the public about him being elsewhere?
No, nothing yet. We've had a lot of calls coming in from the public, which is great. We still want those calls coming in. Somebody looks like this, riding a bike, somebody's doing, and we had stopped somebody. They were actually looking for collecting cans and bottles. That's what they were doing. Unfortunately, came across law enforcement because he fit the description of the person that we were looking for. But we have tips that come in. We don't want anybody to think that any tip is minor. Please call 911 if you see anybody fitting his description.
It's been several hours now. Any updated message to neighbors, if they have errands to run, what should they be doing? So.
Yeah, just make sure that they come out to the roadblock area, check with deputies, check with marshals, and we can make sure, just like as we had a car leave before we went on the announcement here, that those residents have to get on with their day, and we'll make sure that we make that happen for them.
Is he considered armed and dangerous?
No one in this operation has seen that he was armed during the course of the day, and we have no other indication that he's armed and dangerous. But again, we don't know what he had in the car with him, and so we have to treat it as he is dangerous.
And no law enforcement has been injured throughout any of this?
No law enforcement has been injured, no.
Is the car in your custody?
The car is in our custody, yes.
Are you doing door-to-door searches?
We've done door-to-door all throughout the perimeter area, also to notify the residents, about the sheltering in place when we have done that. But we have cleared all the residents, outbuildings, and everything within the 3-mile perimeter.
Did he strike a police vehicle this morning?
Yes, he did. So in an attempt to escape from the parking lot of the gas station. So drove at U.S. Marshals, drove at Elyria police officers, drove at their vehicles, and that's what caused them to follow him to this location. And he actually drove the vehicle off to the side of the road, so there was no pit maneuvers, nothing else like that were utilized. He actually drove off the road. What we believe is that he saw one of the deputies approaching from the west coming at him on the roadway here, and so therefore he decided to take a shortcut path and try to get to the side of the woods and get out of his car.
Do you know what other charges might be tacked on to what he's already facing potentially?
I'll have to discuss that with the Elyria police chief, but I think that and probably with the U.S. Marshal's office that they'd be looking at attempted assault or assaults on the officer in an effect to make that arrest and probably escape. But those will be up to those agencies to make that determination.
Can you clarify too? Is this technically New Russia Township?
This is New Russia Township,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, right on the border, you can see with
Yeah.
South Amherst. So. Okay, anything else? All right, now most of you have Major Torres's contact information, I believe. Did we have? Was it Telemundo? That was okay. I think you wanted an interview in Spanish, and so Major Torres will do that. And then what we will do is that we will let you guys know, because we'll probably do another announcement in 2 hours. We probably will not do it here, though. We will probably do it at the sheriff's office. So we'll make notification of that for you guys. But either here or the sheriff's office, but most likely at the sheriff's office in 2 hours.
So 3:30?
Yes, 3:30
And that's the sheriff's office over.
on Murray Ridge Road, 9896 Murray Ridge Road.
Right.
All right. Matt, did you have to give your
Does everybody have
information
my
for
business card?
Oh no, just Matt Crossman, the supervisor with the U.S. Marshals.
Can you spell your last name for us too?
CROSSMAN.
All right. And I think, AJ, you're up.
If you want to do something,
Yeah, we can.
turn it around. Over there.
All righty, Dan DeRosa with 19 News. We've just gotten our latest update on the manhunt, the search for this man, James Douglas Meadows, 37 years old. He is wanted in connection with a couple of different things. First of all, he had a warrant out for his arrest. That's why when he was pulled over in a car, he was a passenger in a car this weekend in Sheffield Village, when they determined who he was and they had a warrant out for his arrest, they got him out of the car. They got one handcuff on him. He started fighting with officers. Neither of them were injured from what we just got the update, but he was able to take off. Now we get to the manhunt, this search area in South Amherst. It's right on the border of Russia Township, New Russia Township, and South Amherst. That in that area, he was spotted this morning about 8 o'clock at a gas station. U.S. Marshals quickly got to that location. Were even able to get a drone up as they were going to move into that location at the gas station. When they attempted to take him into custody, he got in his car, was able to drive off. He attempted to hit both U.S. Marshals and police officer vehicles as he took off, led them on a chase. According to the sheriff there with Lorain County, he may have seen a deputy coming on, I believe that's Russia Road, saw a deputy coming at him, so he ditched the vehicle and ran into the woods. They now have an area of about 3 miles blocked off. They have searched every home, or at least spoken with homeowners and searched outbuildings within that 3 square mile area. But there are some heavily wooded areas. There's a lot of water in that area, so the search is continuing to try and bring him into custody. They indicated there will be another update at 3:30. More than likely, that will be at the Sheriff's Department, not out there on Russia Road, but we'll wait to see if we get that. But again, they expect to have their next update on this manhunt at about 3:30 this afternoon. The good news for you is that we will be live on air on Channel 19 at that point, starting 3.5 hours of news and first alert weather at 3 o'clock. So we will bring that to you live on Channel 19 this afternoon. If we have any other indications, any other breaking news on this, it'll be right here on our digital platforms. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a good day.
19 News is everywhere. Download our